Hello and welcome to Global News Today. I'm Micheal Prendergast. Tonight, a deeply difficult conversation. Former world chess champion Vladimir Kramnik, he joins us to speak about the fallout and fury surrounding the tragic death of American Grandmaster Daniel Naroditsky, a story that's dominated headlines and shaken the chess world to its core. Thanks so much for your time, Mr. Kramnik. I'd like to start off with FIDE. They referred your statements about GM Daniel Naroditsky to its ethics commission. How do you respond?
I've published already my statement also about it, and I just would like to tell that I always was ready to provide all documentation concerning my suspicions, which I was from time to time raising on fair play of certain players, including this particular case. And I actually send the request to chess.com because the events are happening on chess.com to examine my documentation, which is huge. I mean, I have a lot of video materials and a lot of other documents, but I didn't get any response. Same happened with FIDE, because I also asked before the 1 year ago on the Olympiad, which was happening in Budapest 2024, I asked in my letter to the president of FIDE that I can present to the delegates certain documentations, also the method which me and my team is developing, the new generation method of anti-cheating, but also I didn't get any response. So I can only state that I'm very glad. I'm absolutely not against this examination, this test, and I'm ready to provide all documentation. I just hope that it will be unbiased, and definitely it should have been done earlier, and I tried, but there was no interest from those two sides.
FIDE have said that the debate, it moved beyond acceptable limits, harming people. How do you respond to being named by FIDE?
Well, to start with, it happened very long time ago already, and we know the very famous case with Hans Niemann, but also there were a lot of cases, specifically talking with Hikaru Nakamura, even with Daniel Naroditsky. Not too many people know that Daniel, he had published in 2021, I believe, a long text, which you can find on internet, actually complaining, complaining about the behavior towards him of, let's say, Hikaru Nakamura, which was, according to this text, which was really indecent, and nobody paid any attention to it. Unfortunately, the atmosphere last years in the world of chess is becoming very toxic. But in any case, concerning me, I can state very clearly that there are major falsification actually of my position, which is happening. I never accused Daniel of cheating. What I did, I collected a very, very serious material, which clearly, and I will stand by it, and I will prove it in any commission or whatever is needed, that it definitely shows that it has to be examined. That's all what I wanted. I collected documents. There were many strange things happening, and I just wanted it to be examined. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, and instead of simply examining it and giving the opinion, I started from the very beginning to be accused of misconduct, of accusations, but it's not accusation. Suspicion-based, very based, argumented suspicion, and I can again guarantee you that there are a lot of evidence in this and other cases that it has to be considered. So, but it was not accusation, it was not baseless accusations as they pretend, and that will be a subject of my legal case, because I said many times publicly that it's not accusation, and I asked many times to consider it, but it was not done, and maybe this is one of the reasons why the strategy, very sad strategy, occurred, because but in any case, I want to say that of course it's completely tragic what happened, and it's shocking, and it's really heartbreaking for me also, because of the especially circumstances which probably we will touch later in this conversation. But I have no guilt in it, and these attempts, this very dirty, very organized, orchestrated PR campaign which is happening now against me is will be a cause of many different cases, criminal and civil cases, which we are now preparing with my legal team. So I can only say we will meet in court, and I'm sure that the court will understand, will see real facts, not PR, but real facts. And I have a lot of documents, facts, and I will
as you're
clean
saying,
my
Vladimir,
name from this.
You've claimed you have evidence of widespread cheating and say that FIDE and chess.com ignored it. Why were your concerns overlooked?
Because unfortunately, there is a situation in nowadays world of chess where everybody understands, actually most of top players is expressing concerns, very serious concerns about cheating, also in money events. But it became very clear to me from some point on, when I started to work on it and to make a professional work concerning anti-cheating and a certain statistical analysis with mathematicians. And somehow, instead of support, from the very beginning, I started to meet very, very strong resistance. So it seems to me, and I'm pretty sure about it, even though it's my opinion, only that the forces which are now dominating in the world of chess, I would say financial and so let's say authorities, are trying to do everything in its power to cover this issue, which is actually undermining, the integrity of the game in general. Because what is very important to understand for the public, for the audience, that the amount of money which is now in prizes of the events is it's millions of dollars. It's a lot of money. There is very little control, and the main difference also, that it's very easy to use. There are a lot of different programs. It's a whole industry of creating especially cheating programs to be able to cheat in chess games. And it's very easy to implement it, and the control is not enough, definitely. So, and there is a lot of money at stake. And considering this, I think that I started to raise this issue, but very soon I understood that I'm actually a subject of this kind of PR attacks, even though the latest one is the harshest one I ever experienced, but I'm getting these attacks for last 2 years already. So it's
as you're saying, Vladimir,
certain force.
Just so we're clear, do you feel that, and this is quite a revelation, that you feel because of trying to highlight the cheating in chess, as you're saying, you feel you describe yourself now as a scapegoat for FIDE and chess.com. Is that your belief?
I'm absolutely convinced about it, and it's not the first time which is happening. Now it's the harshest because of the certain circumstances. Because many people don't know about it, because actually chess.com, for example, is definitely the most influential force now in the world of chess by far. And they are having affiliated contractual financial relations with the majority of chess media, influencers, and also with chess players. So basically, there are very few people, prominent people in the world of chess, who are not under the contract of chess.com. And so therefore, I don't have a chance to get my position across. And by the way, I would like to use this possibility to thank you for inviting me, because simply the general audience only listens to one side of a story, and this side of a story is, and I would not be shy to tell it, very often is false. And I can prove it. I can prove it factually. So, yeah.
You accused GM Daniel Naroditsky of cheating, but you didn't file an official complaint through FIDE before going public. Why?
No, I didn't accuse, as I already mentioned. Yeah, I didn't accuse. And FIDE itself, FIDE themselves, they do not. They always said that it's a chess.com business, and they never touch this issue. So it is. So if you have a certain suspicions or certain request, you have to. Write it to chess.com. So that's what I did. But also, of course, I also a year ago offered it to FIDE, as I mentioned. So chess.com didn't react to it. And instead of simply checking my data, I mean, not accusation, it's a very serious data, and they didn't do it. And what could I do? What could I do? Because this is a very alarming. For instance, I want to tell you, maybe this we will talk later when we come back to this tragic incident which happened, to the tragic death of Daniel, and I will explain you, for instance, one of the points of my I would say I was wondering about, which is very obvious to anyone. You don't need to be a chess player for it, but again and again, nothing was done. Nothing, not even a reaction. And so now, very late, because we lost a brilliant person, very young player, and it's a very late, unfortunately, but too late, I would say, but at least now we can do it, maybe. Yeah? But it was not my fault. I was not hiding away. I was always responsible for my words, and I always can prove my words. And that's what I'm going to do now, if required.
Before his passing, Daniel Naroditsky said, ever since the Kramnik stuff, if I start doing well, people assume the worst. Do you feel any moral responsibility for the pressure he endured?
I mean, it's a long story. Again, of course, the point is that Daniel also said in the stream a lot of other things. I mean, again, the major media, chess media especially, they're trying to hide the facts that, for example, Daniel in his last year of life had many issues. He had many problems with chess.com. Chess.com fired him, I mean, from the position of the main commentator of the channel. I don't know why, but it was, according to his streams, some of them, of those I saw, it was really very painful for him. Then in July this year, just a couple of months ago, he was disqualified from a tournament for, according to chess.com, fair play violation. And also it was extremely painful for him because all these materials are public. I'm not inventing anything. But now, and he had some other issues as far as I know. So what they're trying to do, all those sources, they want to put blame on me on the story which happened a year ago. And I think I didn't even mention Daniel's name. I mean, I didn't talk about him for months already. It's very obvious that there were many other alarming things happening since then. And they are so alarming coming, let's say, I would like to talk a little bit about the whole episode of the strategy. And they're so alarming that I guess there is an attempt to hide it and to put immediately, very quickly, this very harsh attack on me, just to put all the blame on me. But this is, first of all, I want to state very clearly, this is totally unjustified. And it will have legal consequences, very clear, I promise. It will have legal consequences for anyone, any public figure who will try to defame me, to slander, and there is a lot of slander now, and it's based on simply not based on the truth.
And speaking of that slander, obviously some of your peers, former world champions like Magnus Carlsen, he called your treatment of Naroditsky, quote, horrible, and he said you crossed the line. How do you respond to Magnus Carlsen?
I don't know what about the treatment of Magnus Carlsen of Hans Niemann, for example, or let's say Hikaru Nakamura, who actually said that I'm sort of responsible for the strategy. Yeah, what happened? Well, I would like to remind him many other things, how he was insulting a lot of times, various chess players, including me, he was bullying me for months, and it's all public. All this is public. And also he was behaving with Daniel Naroditsky himself. You can read this document. I published it on my Twitter. You will see it's quotes of Daniel, and what he's writing is really alarming. So maybe I would rather say that, first of all, they don't know even half of what I know, and secondly, maybe let's everyone more, let's say, take care of themselves, of their own behavior. But I mean, if there are any examinations, any investigation, I'm always ready to stand by my words. I will present a lot of documentation, and then it's up to everyone to judge. But before giving me a chance, and this is maybe my first chance to present the truth, simply the truth, to start shaming and blaming, especially considering what happened during last 2 days of life of Daniel Naroditsky. This is really, I believe, immoral and very possibly illegal. My lawyers are working on it.
And as you mentioned, Hikaru Nakamura, he has responded. He says your behavior was cyberbullying, and he called you a disgrace to chess. How do you respond to Hikaru Nakamura?
He was bullying me for months. 2 years ago, he was, calling me all kind of names that I don't want even to repeat in public for months. And my response to all what he was doing and now doing will be in the court. Because everything what, all what I'm telling, it's all documented, all public. It's just that, of course, quite a number of things were erased from internet since then, but there is enough. First of all, I was recording it on my own, and there is enough of evidence for me to be confident about the court case which we are going to have with Hikaru Nakamura and possibly with some other people and or structures.
So you're suing Hikaru Nakamura, is that correct?
I mean, for the moment, we opened with my legal team. Yesterday, we opened a criminal case in Switzerland, where I'm based for many years already. We opened a criminal case on the huge amount of threats which I was receiving, death threats, very ugly, very direct to me and to my family. So we asked with my lawyer, we asked protection, federal protection from Switzerland. And this case is going to be open. Police is informed and searching for the criminals who were sending this, and there were many who were sending these death threats to me and my family. That is the first one. The second one is going to be open. I believe we need some time to gather the material, and probably there will be the third one as well.
And as you've stated,
definitely, I have no other choice now than to go legal, and I'm totally confident. I have all documentation. I was not lying, and what I tell, I can prove it with documents. And so no choice. If the world of chess in this situation, when everybody is afraid to speak out about things which they many prominent chess people happily talking about it in private, but in public they are quite often telling different things. I don't want to release details of my private communication with many other players or journalists. So, but I'm not going to obey to these rules of the modern chess world and to cover everything, especially when it gets to misconducts which can be legal also. So that is a reason. That is the reason why I filed this complaint to the European Union Commission about, to check chess.com, for example. I mean, it was about chess.com to check for the compliance with the major laws of European Union and also with SEC, American entity of the same kind. Yes, well, I'm not ready, and I'm not ready to play these rules with these rules. I mean, which I find sick. I'm sorry, and yeah, I know that it's very dangerous what I'm doing. I know it I knew it. I was receiving quite a number of threats already before this story. But I just cannot stand it. I think the world of chess should be fair and transparent, and it's not now. It's very far from it. We have a world of chess nowadays where one force is dominating the world of chess financially, by influence, and basically everybody is playing according to the rules of this entity, and I believe it's totally wrong. Yeah, I'm going to fight against it. I know that the force behind is extremely powerful. Billions of dollars of, let's say, forces, multi-billion forces, which are behind, which do not want to reveal that public knows about certain facts which
And as you're going to fight, Vladimir, I'm sorry to interrupt, but just as you're going to fight, what outcome are you looking for?
Outcome, well, just my outcome is that the world of chess becomes a better place, becomes less toxic, becomes fair and transparent, and probably cheating finally will be punished, and which is very often not happening nowadays. So that is my outcome. For the integrity of the game, for the integrity of the world of chess, and I'm ready to. I mean, I'm going to fight for it because it's too bad. I mean, I'm sorry, it's just too bad. And when I see, even now, when I have a number of players who contact me directly, privately, and actually speak with me very kindly and express support, but they're simply afraid. They're afraid to tell it publicly. And this is not the world of chess I used to know, and this is not the world of chess that I am ready to accept. Whatever price I'm going to pay, and the price can be very, very high, as we see by the recent developments.
FIDE said, "Great achievements confer a responsibility to uphold fairness and respect. Yourself, as a former world chess champion, do you believe that you have met the standard here?"
Well, this standard, again, it's not up to me to judge. I believe I was fair. I was never insulting. I was never insulted Daniel. I never told that he accused him that he is cheating. No, it's not true. Even though there was one episode when he admitted himself. It happened once, long ago, whatever. I mean, this is documented. But I never told that he was cheating any other, at least time when. And well, the rest will be judged by somebody else. But I want to tell that this standard exists only on paper already, because in reality, it's becoming very toxic, the world of chess, and I'm by far not the one who is not doing the harshest things. And for instance, now I'm actually quite shocked, and yeah, I'm unpleasantly surprised that when for the last few days I get a lot of hate messages and direct threats, simply direct physical threats towards me and the family, whatever people think about me. But maybe I would expect FIDE, if they're so much caring about the integrity and of chess and of chess players, maybe they could have at least made one statement to tell that it's not correct. I'm a chess player, I'm a former world champion, and when I'm receiving multiple threats, I mean, I'm publishing it, and there is a silence from FIDE, I don't think, whatever they think about me, I don't think it's appropriate behavior for the International Federation, frankly.
Are you afraid for your life?
I'm not afraid for my life, but I know that there is it's an option. I believe it's an option because it can happen, because I was working on certain things for more than a year already. And, I opened a certain Pandora box, and so many things started to get out of it that I have a lot of information, a lot of very, very important information that I'm ready to share with any major media channel, with police, with FBI. I mean, I'm serious. It's not like, it is serious information. Also, I mentioned that I have something to add. If, of course, if the police of Charlotte, because as far as I know, the death of Daniel was Naroditsky is now investigated by the police, and I would like to help with a certain non-public information that I have. So yeah, I'm ready, but nobody wants. Everybody is afraid to listen to my documents. It's not my ideas. There are a lot of documentation. You know, my complaint with European Commission and with SEC is 63 pages of documentation. It's very based what I'm telling, and that's why knowing it, knowing who is behind some structures in chess, I understand that there is a risk. Yeah, of course it is. But if I wouldn't take risks, maybe I wouldn't have become world champion. I wouldn't have beaten legendary Garry Kasparov in the world championship match. I'm ready to take risks, but mostly I'm worried about my family, about the psychological shape, physical shape. But it is true. It is true. The rabbit hole is very deep there, I can assure you.
If the FIDE Ethics Commission finds you have breached its code, will you accept the decision publicly? And how will you change your conduct? And also, is this a wider conversation for change in the whole of the chess world?
To start with, I haven't been contacted yet by FIDE, so I guess they cannot really do this examination without finally asking for my materials. And I believe that when I will provide all the documentation I have, probably the verdict will be different. But if they will decide that I was wrong and I wouldn't agree with it, let's say. Let's just take it as an example. Of course, I would go to court. If you don't mind, I wanted to speak a bit about what happened recently with Daniel Naroditsky and the situation which led there, and because this is extremely shocking, and especially now when everybody is trying to put the blame on me, but very few maybe people, people who are following the story, who is not in the world of chess, they know that I was the only one who, after watching his stream a few days ago, 2 days before his death, it was so bad, it was so heartbreaking, it was so obvious that Daniel Naroditsky is in real trouble, physical trouble. I mean, he could barely speak, he was falling asleep, he was behaving in a very strange way. There was obviously a big problem. And so when, after watching some episodes of it, I immediately published on my X that, well, please help him. It's very clear there is something wrong. I mean, it's just obvious. And then instead, what was happening that people, I don't know, around him or people who are working with him, a lot of people started to blame me, to convince that, no, you're just attacking him, everything is okay, even though it was very obvious. And at the end of the day, finally, what was happening is that somebody started to erase a lot of videos, finally, which I really don't like, and seems to me that it should be a matter of the investigation of the police, but of course it's a job anyway, that all his streams from his Twitch channel were erased 1 day before his death. And is including this last stream. And this is, so basically what everyone, I'm exaggerating, but in general, what people cared about is that this very strange, very worrying, alarming stream of Daniel, the last one, unfortunately, that happened to be the last one, that actually it escapes public attention. And when I started to tell, okay, I don't mind that you erase streams, but help him. It's very obvious something is wrong. You need to help him. But what happened that actually for more than 1 day or almost 2 days, nobody came to him. Nobody, did anything. And finally, he died. Okay, the circumstances, the official, verdict will be probably published soon. Why it happened, but nobody did anything. So only thing what people were doing is blaming me for attracting attention, and I was really doing it, and trying to erase the evidence of his, let's say, strange behavior. And this is, I was so angry when I heard the news. It hit me like a hammer, because the same day, 2 hours before I heard the news, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I remember I was telling him, a chess player, he can confirm it. I told him it's very dangerous. They have to do something. Nobody did anything. And after we got this tragic news, immediately, like orchestrated, I started to receive insults, attacks. And maybe my first tweet after that was, maybe I should have first do it about Daniel, but I did later. But it was a rage. It was a desperation and rage, because it was obvious that it can happen. And then to blame me after, the only person who was raising, who was alarming, who was telling, do something, and nobody did anything. I was frankly enraged, and maybe that ended in this tweet, even though, of course, it was nothing against Naroditsky, but I was saying, well, guys, what did you do? Guys who were around, why did nobody help him when he needed it? And okay, now I am a villain because of this tweet, and just because I am who I am, probably, of my face, my name, whatever. But I can assure you that, it's a very sad story. It's a tragic story, and only what I want to express, of course, a deep condolences to the family. That, of course, we lost a very important figure in the world of chess, but I hope that the world of chess will become different after this case, and that such awful stories will not happen again. I really hope so.
And in regard to this, obviously, extremely tragic case, everyone in the chess world is heartbroken over this. I am Levi Rosman, also known as Gotham Chess, who's one of the largest channels in the world. He praised Daniel Naroditsky. He's urged for a more respectful discussion about cheating. How do you respond?
Probably yes, but it's very difficult when the entities which should check and should give the verdict, they're inactive, they're ignoring it. And also, if Levi Rosman or somebody else is urging for more respectful discussion, maybe they should also, it should be related to everyone, not just to me, even though, again, I was always, I never made any personal attack or insult towards Daniel Naroditsky and anyone else. I really never do it. It should never get personal, and for me, it was never personal. And but unfortunately, it is extremely toxic. There are a lot of videos. First of all, let's say directly accusing of cheating during games. So many times, a lot of videos of, let's say, Nakamura, even Daniel himself, are doing it on camera. This is documented. So maybe we should have equal, I would say, equal responsibilities. And if I agree, it should be much more respectful. And I was one of the major targets of disrespectful and mocking and bullying for last 2 years. And I'm not inventing it. It's provable. It's all online. You can find it. But I fully agree with it. But then probably we should all do it. And you should not find scapegoats, and especially in this case, which is dramatic, and to use it for shame and blame for somebody whom you want to, I'm sorry, to shut up. Not to talk, not to reveal some things. This is unacceptable. But in general, obviously, I would really like the world of chess would be as respectful as it was when I was playing professionally chess, and it's very far from it now.
We're just out of time. Vladimir Kramnik, thanks for your time.
Thank you.